Hey guys, so this is going to be a review about the Child's Play 2 Good Guy doll from Trick or Treat Studios. The outside of the box is a little bit beaten up, but it's coming from USPS, yeah, in Canada Post. So you can only hope for so much. So let's hope that the inside and the doll are good. So let's get this guy cracked open. There we go. Whoop. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Ah. Okay. Sorry, part of my address is still on the box, so I'm trying not to show that. Alright, so let's get inside this box. I'm also going to do a box review because what I've noticed is no one has done a box, like showing the box like in detail and stuff. And I've been wanting to see what the box fully looked like. Alright. Kind of like a plastic thing. People are complaining that the box is too big for it to be movie accurate, but hey, as long as it keeps the doll protected, I'm okay. Ooh, I'm kind of tinted in. Alright. Let me get this doll out. Alright, so got the doll out of the box. I'm taking the bag off yet. It's just a little nick right there on the box, but whatever. Other than that, the box looks like it's in good condition. He looks pretty awesome. Yeah, he is pretty big. He's pretty big. Let's get, ow! I don't want to damage this at all. Ah. It's kind of hard doing this with one hand. Should have thought about this first. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Let's get this plastic off. God. The people who are complaining about this doll are just very nitpicky. Oh, there's a little bit of damage there, but that's fine. Alright, hold on so I can get the rest of the plastic off. Alright, so that is the box. Front of the box. Looks pretty freaking cool. Oh, there's a little mess up down there, but that's fine. Like, the box is pretty movie accurate. I mean, like, ooh, it's too big. But it's to take care of the doll. Does it really matter that it's a little too wide? Like, I mean, I'm totally fine with this. Very fine with this. My logo is pretty good. And actually, known fact, that most people are going over, See how many people complain that it's not in the middle? If you actually watch Child's Play 1, his logo is actually a lot higher. It's not even in the middle. It's a lot higher. So, you know, if you want movie accuracy, you want it way up, not way down. Not even in the middle. Just saying. Alright. I don't want to... Let's not damage the box while we take him out. I will be having to pause this video when, actually right now I'll have to pause it so I don't damage the box. 1 second. Alright, so I took him out of the box. This is him in all his glory. He looks pretty freaking awesome. And he's pretty tied up in there. See, it always kind of made me laugh that in the movies, the good guy dolls were never tied in. And that's totally not realistic to have a bunch of dolls not tied into their boxes. Like, even Cabbage Patch Kids were tied up in boxes, Barbie dolls, you know. So to have them just all willy-nilly in their box, just kind of silly. You know, plot points, but whatever. Made it easier for them to, you know, explain that Chucky's able to get out of his box. Alright, so this is the pain that every single person who has had to deal with unboxing their good guy is this lovely nightmare right here. But hey, on the bright side, it keeps them from falling over, getting scratched, getting nicked. Alright. Let's undo this baby. And this is the inside of his box. That ties them all in. I tried to actually just undo these because I have to pack them back up later because I'm not in my own house right now and I'm going to be moving soon. So I want to make sure I can pack them back up all nice and neat. But yeah, I don't know what kind of sorcery they did with tying those, but... Alright, but this is not what you wanted to see. Alright. So... haven't taken off his hairnet yet. I want to just show you fresh out of the box. Oh, I'm so excited for this guy. And it's lovely hairnet hair. If anyone has ever worked in fast food, they understand this whole hairnet hair kind of doohickey thing that's going on. So a lot of people have also complained that his hair is too short or his hair is too long, depending on which doll they're looking at. But after with some little kind of, you know, messing up the hair and stylizing it and stuff, it looks fine. See, okay, this side looks a little bit shorter compared to this side. But for the most part, I'm okay with that. Yeah, for the most part, I'm okay. So I'll show you the front part first, and then we can go and look at the back. Alright, so these are his lovely, lovely eyes. They are, there's probably shadow. They are insooted. So they're not like the actual eyeballs from that you'd see from custom dolls or Child's Play 2. But they are kind of like half ovals that they like plopped in there. Like they're not they're not just painted on, they're actually semi-inserted. And they have the little starburst right there. And his freckles, his eyelashes, his eyebrows. If you haven't watched other reviews, or you haven't bought him, or you're just reading up on stuff, a lot of people, not even just a lot of people, but like some people are confused or have stated that like this isn't from Child's Play 2, it is from Child's Play 1. But unfortunately, because of copyright issues with MGM owning Child's Play 1 versus Universal, who owns Child's Play 2 and onwards, so they have to claim that he is a Child's Play 2 doll, even though this is the mold for the Child's Play 1 doll. So if anyone has any confusions about that, that is legit why. His face, his hands, and I believe his shoes are all molds from the movie, if not just the hands and the face, or head, I mean. This doll in part, or not really in part, but mostly contributed from, or by, Garrett Zima. He does a bunch of amazing, customized dolls, and, Trick or Treat and him partnered up, and basically gave us this lovely masterpiece right here. As you can see, his clothing is actually Polaroid. I know I pronounced that wrong, but you know what I mean. And his sweater is actually, well, come on, focus. His sweater's actually stitched, or knitted, whatever you want to call it. It's not just printed fabric. The buttons, like in the movie, do not come off from the front. It's a little pocket. The logo's not too bad. No, it's right above the stitching, which is good. But I'm okay with that. There's a lot worse things I could complain about if I find them, but I mean, having a little tiny messed up logo, that's fine for me. Some people have stated that his shirt looks a bit too skinny, but Garrett Zima has gone on and made tip videos about the fact that the sweaters are just kind of fresh, so all you have to do is just kind of stretch them out and it will become fluffy. I'm not going to just do that with one hand on this video, but you know what I mean. You just kind of stretch them out and it will come up all stretched and fluffy, so it's not so tight around his arms. And then all the little printed designs on his clothing. This is totally 80s with all like the little designs and stuff. Like not even counting like the baseball and army and fire, but I mean like just these little tiny designs right now just scream 80s. Then you go down here, and there's a lot of material on here, so you can actually make the cuffs to whatever length you want them to be. They don't have to be super long. You can just, go through and just kind of fix it. Let me see. Hold on. I'll fully go through and fix his cuffs later. But yeah, there's a lot of extra material in here. All you have to do is just kind of fold it into whatever length you want. And it's also made from the same material as the sweater on him, which is really nice. It's a nice touch. And then we got his shoes. And these are absolutely amazing little shoes. And his socks on. Like actual socks. Oh. There we go. Like actual socks. They're not just printed on, they're actual socks. And the good guy shoelaces. Like, I actually kind of want a pair of these shoelaces just to put them on my own shoes. His hands. Do a whole 360. I think there's just been an issue with like this hand being all squeaky. For as many videos as I've seen, it's always this hand that's squeaky. This hand's not. Let's see what else. His head. I'm gonna try and hold on to his feet. His head can also do a 360. On some Chucky dolls, or sorry, Good Guy dolls, for some reason the shirt's a little bit tucked in. I'm guessing that they dress them maybe before they put the head on? I don't know. But some of them get caught in the little gap. So just kind of pull it up. Because people have been complaining that his neck is too long. But it's really not. And it's all how you kind of pose a sweater. Alright, his little mouth. Look at that mouth. And his pocket is an actual pocket. And he is made of this kind of odd foam. And when you press it, it kind of like you can feel the joints. Kind of weird review because it's like I'm kind of discovering, like I've seen a bunch of like videos and openings and reviews about them, so I kind of know really what's going on with the doll. But kind of just playing around with him, just kind of playing around with him like right now as I take him out of the box, and then videotaping that. It's just kind of I'm kind of just playing and discovering this all kind of for myself. You can kind of raise his arm in any way you want. That's kind of cool. It's kind of weird how you can like just bend his arm in non-anatomical ways. Like he has knees. Like you can kind of tell. He has knees. He actually has knees. So you can't just flatten his knees because he has knees. Most people don't actually show this. Yeah, most people don't show this, and it took me a few videos to watch before I'm like, oh right, yeah, he has ears. So his little ears, because like I don't know, some people want to see ears. And his hair, apparently part of it is a wig, and part of it is punched in. So, it's not like with my doll, I'm just going to be like, look, get under my hair. So this is all the stuff that's on his front. So, let's go look at his back. So, here's his back. His clothing are pretty accurate to what they were in the movie. So he has an elastic band around his waist and Velcros on his straps. And then he also has Velcro on his shirt. So which is all pretty accurate to the actual film. Like, you could probably take these clothes off and put them onto an actual child. And they'd probably be rather comfortable. At least, mostly the sweater, at least. Alright, so we got his little bum. And his back legs. And the back of his shoes. The back of his socks. Back of his hair. Like, even with the fact that his hair is a little bit short, I might trim this side to make it more even with the other side. And all the designs on the back of him. You can kind of see this as well. Like, I really think that they did a pretty bang-up job on this. Let's sit him down. It's kind of hard to sit them down with one hand, so 1 second. Alright, and he's sat down. So we can see under his shoes. Like, I really, really love his shoes. Like, these are absolutely phenomenal. Like, they look like they jumped out of the film. And like, his shoes are probably my favorite part of his entire outfit. Like, in the actual movies, his shoes are like the most creative thing on his entire outfit. And I'm glad that they were able to kind of pull that off. I believe in the actual movies, one of his shoelaces shows off good, and the other one says guy. So I may take off his shoelaces and see if I can actually do that, because that would be kind of cool. I have a nitpick with that. Even when I cosplay, my shoes have to be correct for my for any kind of costume I'm doing. His feet kinda. His feet don't do the same thing. I don't think it's actual feet in the shoes. I think it's just foam. Wait a second. Let me see if I can take off the shoe. I'm not gonna force it off if I can't. Alright, so gently took off a shoe. So this is what the shoe looks like. It's pretty screen accurate, I gotta say. And then, of course, his little tiny socky. And yeah, like, his foot just squishes. So it's just straight up foam. So it can't turn. And that's where, like, yeah, like, you can kind of feel, like, right inside there's like the little plastic bit. But you can't really turn his foot because it's not like his hands and neck. It's not a plastic piece. It's just more foam. But then, like, yeah, it's like whole sock. Like, it's not painted on. It's like, it's literally a sock. Like, and that attention to detail is awesome. I'm kind of wondering if they if they just literally ordered a bunch of toddler socks. It would probably be cheaper than making their own, like, lots of socks. I think they made $5,000 in this first batch, so hopefully they didn't have to make 10,000 socks, and they could just order baby socks, because, you know, seems like an easier way out. You know, just go to a dollar store and buy, like, a bunch of baby socks. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I wouldn't suggest, like, going and, like, just ripping off the shoes. Just kind of gently. If you can't, don't force it off. You know, all you're gonna do is ruin the doll. for the most part, like, I believe that this doll is actually very much worth the price. Um, yes, okay, there's probably some things on it that's not super accurate. Um, but for somebody who's always wanted a good guy doll, I'm okay with a little bit of flaws here and there, because for 27 years, I've never actually been able to buy one. Like, I was considering, like, 20, or sorry, 7 years ago to just, try and find one for $5,000. Even though I didn't have that kind of money. But that was kind of, this wasn't a doll that was easy accessible. The only way to get them was through customizations or making them yourself, and I'm a very, uh, in a way, I'm very perfectionist in certain ways. So if I made the doll, I would never have been happy with the fact that it didn't look anything like the film. Like, the people who have made custom dolls and made them, like, really, really film accurate, or even just it looks like it popped out of the movie. I've seen a custom made Bride of Chucky doll where Chuck with the stitched up Chucky, and I'm not much of a fan for the stitched Chucky, but I would buy one if it looked exactly like that. Or even Tiffany doll. I actually kind of wanted to buy a wedding doll to see if there was actually wedding dolls like that, and I was planning on dyeing the hair and stuff, and yeah, there's no way that I could do that. Or even like the people who buy the Spencer dolls and just wipe off all the makeup, take out the eyes, put in their own eyes, fix up the makeup. Like, I just learned how to put makeup on my own god dang face because of doing costumes for Comic-Con and stuff. So I'm 30 years old and I don't even know how to properly put on my own makeup, let alone try and put makeup on a doll. So, mind you, if they did come out with a Tiffany doll that looked like the Bride of Chucky Tiffany doll, I'd get her. I would get her. I don't like Bride of Chucky, but the Tiffany doll was just, she's gorgeous. She's a gorgeous doll. I have to give them credit for that. Storyline was terrible, but I have to give them credit for the Tiffany doll. Or the people who bought the Glen dolls and went through and did a whole repaint job on that. Like, if I had that kind of skill, sure. But of course those dolls are going for like hundreds of dollars now. So I'm not gonna go and buy one and then ruin the entire doll because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. So I'm really happy with this. People who are fans of Child's Play and of Chucky movies, it, like, they've wanted a good guy, but they're okay if it's not fully movie accurate, but it's not like, the Spencer dolls. Plus the fact that after Bride of Chucky came out, you couldn't really find any actual good guy dolls. You can only find the Stitch Chucky. And that was kind of my thing. I never wanted a Chucky doll. I didn't want a Chucky doll. I wanted a good guy doll. And this just kind of fulfilled that wish of wanting something that I thought I would never get my hands on. So yeah, if you're on the fence, I mean, yes, it is pretty expensive. Like, if you're in US dollars, it's $500. Their second batch is coming out in the summertime, which I may get another one and just keep them in the box. And just kind of play with this one, like, not really play, but like have him on display and, touch him and stuff. Um, but I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. um, oh right, yeah. So if you have the money to spend, if you're if you're thinking more of putting that money towards rent or food or get a Chucky doll, I would say don't get the Chucky doll. You know, necessities are more important. Like, I was the dumb one. I don't have a full-time job right now. Um, but I had a bit of money saved up. And I'm like, okay, well, I will kick myself if I don't get this doll. Because this is something I've always wanted. So I'm not in the hole. Like, I have money for my rent. I have money for food. So yeah, I went off and I ordered him. Mind you, in Canada, including shipping and stuff, he came up to about like $850. So, though it was in the States, you guys have it better. Also, if you're from, like, you know, overseas, try and find an outlet, a toy outlet in the UK. I do know that some of them are going to be selling them for trick or treat on their actual website. So I'd say go there first if you're overseas, so that you're not having to pay like a crap ton of money for like import fees and whatnot. But yeah, if you have $500 to waste, to spend, if you have money that you're just saving up for something that you really, really want, if you're a Chucky fan, if you're a Good Guy fan, he's very much worth it. Like, yeah, being as a 30-year-old woman that, like, you know, is hoping to move and is trying to save up money. Yeah, part of me is like, oh, what the hell am I doing? But I'm like, once I have this doll in my actual hands, you know, and I can fiddle around with his hair and fix it and style it the way that I want to, you know, I'm I'm pleased. I'm really, really happy with this doll. Um, like, it's very good quality. Extremely good quality. The people, not all, but there are some people who have been bashing it and they don't own it. They're just reading and feeding off of the negativity that they've read or seen, and they're acting like they know everything about the doll. I'll give you an example. When Twilight movies and the Twilight books came out, I used to bash Twilight so freaking much. Like, I hate Twilight. But my sister told me that I was not allowed to bash it freely unless I actually read the books, unless I actually saw the movies. So I did. I read the books, I've seen the movies, and now I can freely say I frickin' hate Twilight. It is so terrible in writing and in film. But I was able to actually say, these are the reasons I don't like this, because I've actually seen it, because I've experienced it. The people who have the dolls, the people who have, like, the logos down here, or they find that their wig is kind of all weird or whatnot, they have the right to complain. But the people who go on and complain, the people who go on and complain and they don't have the doll, and they're just feeding off the negativity. No. If you're afraid to get the doll, if you've seen some reviews where people are bashing the doll, but they have the doll physically in their hands, or if you watch positive reviews, or you watch the reviews in the middle where they have some pros and they have some cons, listen to those kind of people. Make your decision from that. Don't listen to the people who are oh, well, his wig is a little bit weird, so I'm not going to buy it. And then they go on and they bash the whole thing. Don't listen to those people. Watch the reviews where people actually have the dolls and make your own decision. That's really what it comes down to. I say that it is worth the $500, or in my case, almost $700 just for the doll, not the shipping. I find it very much worth the money. The logo is a little bit low. I'm okay with that. Yes, I've seen people with a lot lower logos where both the G and the S are in the stitching. I've heard people complain that like the neck is a little, like there's too much of a gap, so the head is a little bit back. These aren't all the dolls. It's some of the random few that kind of just got through. There have been people who are upset with the box being destroyed or the box being damaged. But if you're not that kind of, if you're not that picky, if you're okay with the fact that the box is a little bit damaged, like, you know, this is fine. I've seen people with like holes in their boxes and stuff, and you don't know really who to blame. If it's the post office or if it's trick or treats, you don't really know. And hopefully there's not that many people who have those type of damaged boxes. Because that's not cool. That's not cool to have a very damaged box. You should be able to look at this and just be extremely happy. I know some people have been keeping their dolls in their boxes, never touched them to open them up. Some people have opened them, you know. But, like, if you want a screen accurate box, there are people who are making the screen accurate boxes, like correct sizing and whatnot. And, like, of course, like, you know, on the bottom of the box, the accurate one wouldn't have trick or treats. They wouldn't have this. They wouldn't have, you know, the barcode for actual tots. But if you want an actual accurate one, there are some people who do make them. Fortunately, they are pretty pricey. I've seen some go for like $200. I don't know how much they will be, but Trick or Treat Studios is planning on coming out with screen accurate boxes where they are thinner. You can fit your Chucky doll or your Good Guy doll into the box. I'm not sure when they're going to be making those, but those are going to be a thing in case you do really want an accurate screen box. Yeah. There are some people that do make the custom overalls and the custom shirts in case you're not happy with these. I don't know why you'd not be happy with these. I mean, like, this sweater looks like it's pretty much like you could you could buy this in a store for a toddler. But yeah, that's kind of my review, kind of my thoughts. Most people are probably not watching this far in the video. Just in case you are watching the rest of this video. Yeah, I think he's worth it, but only buy him. Only buy him if you have the money to do so. If you're thinking, should I get a Chucky doll, or should I go and pay my rent? Pay your rent, man. Pay your rent, pay your bills. Like, if you don't have the money to waste on it, then don't do it. Like, he's really good, and if you have the money to spend, I would say go all out for it. There are people who do make custom dolls for $1,500 to $2,000 and upwards. So if you want one of those, you know, you're very welcome to do so. But if you don't have the money to spend on that, but you want something that's relatively screen accurate, this is the perfect example of that. This is probably the most accurate screen doll that you'll ever get. Yes, his body is foam. Yes, he doesn't talk. But he's probably the most screen accurate. Most people would call these the stunt dolls versus the hero dolls. So what that means is the stunt dolls are are like these ones where like they're not the animatronic ones that you'd see in the movies. So this one would be the one that Andy just carries around with him in Child's Play 2. The doll that Aunt Maggie is dragging down the hallway. He's not expensive. He's just the plastic doll. The hero dolls are the ones that they'd use for the animatronic scenes. So when you first see him, where he blinks and he speaks to Andy, that's what a hero doll is. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. I will be making a shorter video. So, if you've gotten to this far, great. You have nothing else better to do with your life, and I do the same thing. Hi. Yeah, I will be making a shorter one, in case you wanted to watch that one, in case you're still bored, and you're not sick of my voice. Whoops. So, yeah. Tell me how you think of the good guy dolls. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are you planning on buying one? Do you not want one? Do you have a custom doll? Tell me your comments. Tell me your feedback. Whatever. Alright. So that is for this video. Bye.